Hello everyone. I hope you're having a great summer, but we know August is just around the corner, so let me inspire you with a little bit of something that I was inspired with earlier today, which was this cute little strawberry patch design that I decided to do for August. Now, I already went and put in my calendar and did a lot of some of the more tedious bit of structure, and I decided to leave this video for just the artistic effects I'm going to be doing. But if you want to know the measurements that I use and everything, I do have other videos in my playlist where you can see the measurements that I use for my particular notebook that I get from Hobby Lobby. I took a very light pink from the Colors of the World Crayola box, and I started doing hearts, and then I went in with my highlighter in olive from Zebra Mildliners. And then I went in with a medium rose color, and of course I used my Zebra Sarasa dark green pen to do some of the detailing work because I just love this pen. If you've followed my channel long enough, you know that I use this pen in almost all of them. So then I go again with very light rose as the color, and I just fill in the rest of the strawberry form. And then of course I have to use my TWSBI Eco, I was at Cafe and Bronze Trim, because it's filled with my Sherwood green ink, and it's just a very bright, beautiful green that honestly I think just works beautifully in just about every one of my journal entries whenever I'm designing things. And here I make my own brown ink, and here I didn't notice, but I guess I was carrying my pen around in my purse and it like jingled around too much, even though it was in a little zipper case. But later you'll see that I end up like kind of splotching it around because I didn't notice that the ink had kind of bursted out of it. Let me know if you've ever experienced this with a fountain pen before. Here I'm going to use Deep Rose, and I'm going to draw some little smiley faces on these strawberries because I just think that that is so cute. That's how I did this design over here. And now I want to do the plaid somewhere on here, and I think that this space down here is just the perfect spot to make this plaid color or plaid design. And what I used for these design colors is my Mildliner olive green and the very light rose, and also I think it's like a medium rose pink is the other color that I used. And I'm not being overly precise here. I'm just kind of eyeballing it because I feel like that's just where I am mentally whenever I am doing artistic things. I'm not really measuring things too precisely. I'm just sort of flowing. And the reason why I like to do so many drawings in my planner, even though I also call it my journal because I do like to gratitude journal every day, at night or in the morning I will journal again, and I'll just put it in for the night because I'm pretty busy most of the time, so if I miss I'll just go back and put it in. But I do a gratitude section because I want to make sure that I am grateful for everything that I have, and even if I've had a hard day, I want to remember to have a grateful heart, because it's very easy, especially in the times and the days that we live in. It seems like the whole world is a dumpster fire sometimes. Let me know in the comment section if you can relate. But sometimes I just get a little bit bogged down with all of that. So I am very intentional with my gratitude section to make sure that I am writing down the things that I am grateful for, because every day I have a reason to be grateful for something, and I just have to make sure that I keep that top of mind rather than all the troubles of the world that we're going through right now. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite thing is to journal about every day. Here my finger kind of got in the way whenever I was doing my line and I kind of messed up, but I'm just going to leave it because I'm not trying to take this too seriously. It's just my planner, and I'm just going to roll with the punches and let those little mistakes be a part of it because little mistakes are part of life and we have to learn to just move on and keep going. Here I'm using Very Deep Rose in order to do the August 2026 title for the month. And I'm just going to try my best to go over the pen that I put in. And the way that I put my form down, like the main structure of my page for the month and the days of the month, I was using my Uniball 1 pen in the color Cappuccino, and I'll link that down below too. It's my favorite pen for doing this because it's a very light color and I'm able to do just about any color on top, whether it be highlighter or whatever, and it's not too distracting. So I started doing that instead of using pencil because the pencil left a gray that I just wasn't super happy with. And here, of course, I'm using my Zebra Sarasa to go in with the other cute little details of the smiley faces on the strawberries to just add a little bit more character to my strawberries. If you're following along and you want to copy this design, feel free to. And you might not want to put smiley faces, so you can just do dots if you want, however you want to do it. Right here, I have a little note section that I usually put on the right hand side of my calendar, just for any time that I need to write a little note that I need to see for the whole month to remind me of something really important that doesn't really have a certain day that it pertains to, but it doesn't really have any other spot. So here I just went ahead and sped through that, and this is what it's looking like so far. I have this little blank section right here that I feel like needs a little bit of filling. So I'm going to draw some more strawberries here. And I start off with very light rose, and now you can see my process a little bit better. I'm going to start with making some very simple hearts here to just put a simple shape down and get it started. And I feel like a heart is a very good shape for a strawberry. Then I get my olive colored Zebra Sarasa or Zebra Mildliner highlighter, and I would just go in and do some little leaves for the heads of the strawberries. And I just will go in and do some little details on the leaves. It's okay if you don't fill them out all the way. The little bit of white space in there is actually going to work to your advantage. Go in with medium deep rose in order to do the shadow for the strawberry, and then I'm going to finish off again by using the light, very light rose to finish filling in my strawberry. I like the most about using these Colors of the World markers is that they are very blendable. I think that that's very nice, especially for something that's as inexpensive as a Crayola marker set. Here, if you can't tell, I did mess up a little bit. I didn't mean to put a little star as the eye. So while that dries, I'm going to go in with my green black from Zebra Sarasa and just go and detail out or outline the, I don't know, the hair part of my little strawberry, the little leaves, and just add a little bit of kawaii styling detail to it. And then I'm going to go back in with my olive green and add a little bit more depth right over those lines because I feel like that's just going to make it pop just that much better. You're probably wondering what I'm going to do with this little star. And I'm just going to take the green black and I'm going to just make the eyes a little bit more expressive here. I just kind of was rolling with it and somehow this little expression just came out and I wanted him to have a little bit of a sort of a surprised look on his face and I like it. So I'm going to just do that, and the other one I'm just going to put a smiley face like the rest of them. I ran out of storage on my phone as I was doing this video, so I had to do the goals for August off camera, and this is how it turned out. Like and subscribe if you followed this far, and follow along with me for more on this spread. If you could see there, that's where I messed up. Anyway, have a great one. Hope to see you again in another one of my videos. Have a great one. Bye.